Hey everyone! Thank you for watching my channel. My name's Amanda and I made Greek chicken and lemon rice, and let me tell you, it is so tasty. It's something you're not going to want to pass up trying out. It is so delicious and just full of flavor in every bite. It was my first time making this. My family loved it. So let's go ahead and get started and I can show you how I made it. For this recipe, I used 2 chicken breasts, spinach, chickpeas, garbanzo beans, feta cheese, rice, and it's jasmine rice, grape tomatoes, lemons, garlic, olive oil, salt, oregano, and paprika. All right, now that you've seen the ingredients, we can go ahead and start cooking. We're going to start by cooking the jasmine rice, and just follow your instructions accordingly on the package. I got mine from Costco and I really like this jasmine rice from there. It was a great price. It was in bulk, obviously, and it's really lasted us a long time. So we're going to go ahead and cook it accordingly to the package. We're going to go ahead and take 5 cloves of garlic and we're going to mince them up. This is for the Greek lemon rice. We're not putting all of it together yet, but I wanted to go ahead and prep some of my ingredients now because I need to actually butterfly some chicken and I don't want to make the cutting board all contaminated with the raw chicken. So we're going to go ahead and get some stuff ready and prepped for the Greek lemon rice. So we're going to mince up 5 cloves of garlic. The 5 cloves of garlic are all minced up and they're ready for when I will need them. So I'm just going to set them aside for the time being. And my rice is ready to cover up. So it will cook within 15 minutes, which is really nice. Now I'm going to take the grape tomatoes, and the container is a 10-ounce container. The recipe does call for 8 ounces. I figured this is perfectly fine. It doesn't hurt to use a few extra grape tomatoes in this recipe. So we're going to go ahead and cut them in half. And I'm going to set them aside in a bowl because, again, these are also for the Greek lemon rice as well. So we're just prepping it and going to set it aside so that way they are prepped and ready for when we need them. Now that we have the garlic and the grape tomatoes ready for the Greek lemon rice, we're going to go ahead and start with the dry rub for the chicken. And for the dry rub for the chicken, you're going to need 1 teaspoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of dried oregano, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and we're going to go ahead and add it into the bowl. Now that we have our dry rub made, we're going to go ahead and butterfly the chicken. Now for this part, you can use actually chicken thighs, or you can just use boneless chicken breast. And for this, I used the boneless chicken breast, and I'm just butterflying mine in half so that way it'll cook at a decent time. Now, this is optional in the recipe. They actually suggested doing a 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. I did not do that in this recipe because I have small children and they're not big fans on spicy things, and I really wanted them to enjoy this meal. So you can add pepper flakes to this if you would like, and again, that is a 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. And you would add the pepper flakes to the dry rub. Again, that is optional to your preference. Now mix the seasonings nicely for the dry rub for the chicken, and then we're going to go ahead and add the chicken into the bowl and nicely coat it all over the chicken so that way every bite is just full of flavor. For this dish, I'm going to use my 7-quart Dutch oven to cook it in. This way there is enough room to saute up the chicken and cook everything else in it that I need to. So we're going to go ahead and start by turning the stove onto a medium heat, and we're going to go ahead and use 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I let my Dutch oven heat up before I added the chicken. Once that I felt that it was nice and hot, I went ahead and added my chicken so that way it would give a nice sear on the chicken. So I'm going to let this cook for a good 5 to 7 minutes and then I will flip it. You can tell that it's nice and hot because the chicken gave a nice good sizzle when I placed it in the hot Dutch oven. The timer just went off for the jasmine rice, so I'm just going to see how the texture feels to see if it needs any longer, and it's perfect. It's just right, just where I want it to be. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn the stove off for the jasmine rice, and we'll use it later. Now I'm going to go ahead and check the chicken and flip it over because it has been about good 6.5 minutes. So I'm flipping each piece of chicken over. It's looking great. Now we're going to go ahead and sear the other side. My stove is still on a medium heat and I'm going to let them cook for 5 to 7 minutes until the internal temperature reaches 165 degrees. It has now been 5 minutes that they've been on the other side, so I'm going to check the internal temperature. It's still reading low, so I'm going to go ahead and give it another 2 minutes to make sure that it cooks all the way through. And I'm just going to reshuffle some of the chicken around on some of the sides that look like it might need to be cooked a little bit longer. Since I'm using a Dutch oven, it is cast iron, so it gets really hot fast. So I just had mine at a medium heat. If you were using something different, I would probably keep it at a medium high. Just keep an eye on the chicken so you don't overcook it. But mine took a good 15 minutes and I got to the internal temperature that I wanted it to be at. So it is good to go. It is perfect and it looks and it smells amazing. So excited about it. The chicken smells so amazing. I'm going to go ahead and pull it out and set it on the plate. And then we're going to go ahead and start working on the Greek lemon rice. For the Greek lemon rice, we're going to leave our cast iron on at the medium heat. And we're going to go ahead and add half of the half-grape tomatoes. And I'm draining some of the liquid in it too because I want that good liquid to add more flavor to our Greek lemon rice. Now we're going to go ahead and add our minced garlic. Now add 1 teaspoon of oregano. Now add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And then add 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Now we're going to go ahead and cook the tomatoes and the garlic and the herbs on a medium heat for about a good 2 minutes. And you want the tomatoes to be nice and soft until they release their juices. That way it's going to add more flavor to the Greek lemon rice. Now that the tomatoes are cooking for the 2 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and put saran wrap on top of the chicken so it'll stay nice and warm. And then just keep continuing checking on the tomatoes.
Smells so good. Super good. Amazing. I'm loving all these flavors that are nicely combined in this mixture. Oh, I cannot wait to taste it. This is a new recipe. I have been wanting to make this for a very long time now and finally getting to it.
Now that the tomatoes have been cooking for a good 2 minutes, we're going to go ahead and stir in some fresh spinach. I am just tearing mine apart because I'm trying to speed up the process. You know me. It gets busy in my house and I have a lot of other things I need to get done. And I'm trying to get this done because we're going to go to the beach later on to collect shells. So I want to have this ready because it's Friday family movie night and I have to pick up the kids. So I'm just tearing my spinach apart and I'm trying to remove the stems if possible. If not, it's going to be perfectly fine. But you want to cook it down until it nicely wilts. And you want to use a good 5 ounce. You can use more or you can use less. It's definitely a personal preference about how much spinach you would like to add to this recipe. But I am using 5 ounces of it. And again, we're just going to let it cook down until it nicely wilts. And then once you have your spinach added in, just go ahead and give it a nice good stir. keep your Dutch oven at a medium heat still, and we're going to go ahead and add our garbanzo beans, and definitely drain the liquid out because you do not want to add that into this. Then go ahead and give it a good stir, and then we're going to go ahead and add in our cooked rice. The recipe actually calls for 2 cups of cooked rice, but I actually added 3 cups of cooked rice because I have a family of 5, and I definitely wanted this to fill everyone up. So this worked out perfectly, adding the 3 cups of the cooked rice to it. Now we're going to go ahead and stir this all in so that way we can mix all the flavors nicely together. And that way it'll cook evenly too, and it'll heat up nicely. Now we're going to go ahead and add 3 tablespoons of freshly squeezed lemon juice. Just be careful to not drop in any lemon seeds like I just did. And I definitely should have used my lemon juicer that I have. That's really neat that you stick in the end and you massage the lemon and the juice comes out. But again, here I was rushing, trying to get stuff done and just finish getting it going because, again, I had to go pick up the kids from school and then we were going to run to the beach to collect some shells. So definitely just make sure that you don't have any lemon seeds in the rice mixture. Now add the rest of your halved grape tomatoes and go ahead and give it another stir. That way all the flavors are, combining nicely, and also you don't want the rice to stick to the bottom too. So definitely go ahead and give it a mix. Now we're going to go ahead and add 1 tablespoon of olive oil and then give it another mix. Still keep it at the medium heat so everything cooks nicely. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn my stove off, put the lid onto the Dutch oven and set it aside. I don't want the rice to stick to the bottom of the pan, so it's still going to keep it nice and warm, and it'll help keep the garbanzo beans nice and soft. So now we're going to go ahead and start on the feta cheese mixture. And for this recipe, it actually called for 6 ounces, but I actually used 8 ounces because there was 4 ounces in each one of these containers. And who doesn't like extra feta cheese? So I was okay with adding that much extra, and it was not that much anyways to begin with, being just an additional 2 ounces. It was perfect with the extra feta cheese. I loved it. So we're going to go ahead and add this to the bowl. Now add 1 tablespoon of olive oil. And then add 1 tablespoon of freshly squeezed lemon juice. And later I will cut up the rest of the lemon to have lemon slices, so that way if anyone wants some extra lemon juice on top of their dish, they can just squeeze it on themselves. Now I am adding 1 teaspoon of oregano. Mix these ingredients together, and let me tell you, this mixture is amazing. I love this feta cheese mixture. It is spot on. It is so full of flavor. It's really tasty, and I really love the lemon juice in it. It's so good. Definitely add this to this dish. It makes it amazing. Now we're going to take half of the feta mixture and we're going to mix it into the Greek lemon rice. So that way the cheese is nice and melted with this warm Greek lemon rice. It's going to be so tasty. And then once we're done doing that, we're going to go ahead and mix it all together. Next, you're going to want to go ahead and add your chicken into the Dutch oven, but there's a lot of juice on this plate, so I am actually adding the juice from the chicken into the Dutch oven, and I'm going to give it a nice stir because I don't want to lose any of that good flavor too from the juices from the chicken. So it'll be really tasty. It'll add more flavor, and then just give it a good mix. Now that we gave that a good mix, we're going to go ahead and add the chicken breast on top of the Greek lemon rice. And then lastly, take the rest of the feta cheese mixture and add it on top of the chicken. Now, when you go to serve this for dinner, like if you're making it and then sitting down to eat, then go ahead and just heat it up on medium high for a few minutes so that way the cheese nicely melts, and then also the chicken gets a little bit warmer as well before serving. But we're going to be heading out to go get my children from school, and then we're going to go to the beach right afterwards to collect shells. So I'm not going to reheat mine up. I'm going to let mine cool down and then put it in a container so we can have it later for dinner. But look how beautiful this looks. It smells amazing, and I also cut the lemon wedges up too because who doesn't like a little extra lemon on top? So it is perfect. However, I am going to go ahead and plate up a plate for myself just to try because I really want to try this dish out so bad. I have been wanting to make this recipe for a while, so I'm really excited to give it a try. Also, my littlest, he has been walking back and forth. He absolutely loved the feta cheese mixture because I gave him a little sample of it. So he is ready to have some more of it. So we're going to go ahead and give it a try because it smells so good throughout my house right now. Look how tasty that looks. You know you want to try making this and try it out because it is just so good. I really love it. I loved it paired with the lemon. It was just really tasty. I definitely will be making this again, and I want to try making it in the crock pot to try to make it a little more easier for me in the kitchen.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a taste because this is a new recipe. I have been wanting to make it for a while. It smells amazing in my house right now, so we're gonna try it out. Yeah, you wanna try some too? Look how tasty that looks. Mm-hmm. Super tasty. I love. You want? He wants more. Want some more feta? Yum. It's so good. It's full of flavor. It's super delicious. Absolutely love it. Yum. You want more? Yeah. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. I hope you guys have a great day and a wonderful Friday. Thanks, guys. Bye.
My youngest definitely wanted some more after we gave it a try, so we had a little bit more for our lunch, and he was just in heaven with it, and my family absolutely loved it.